Hi Brian, Erin here, coming to you from sunny Melbourne. I'm doing a presentation for you now on ticketing. So our organisation is a comedy events production company. We're a small organisation. We use an independent ticketing agent called Ticks No Fee, which does exactly what it says on the tin. It provides a customer with a ticket and no fee attached to purchasing that ticket. We pay the fee. We don't feel as though the customer should have to pay more than the ticketing price. We don't think that that's fair. A lot of the bigger companies, or the bigger companies like Ticketmaster and Ticketek, charge an extra $3 or so to buy one ticket. That's per ticket. So 10 tickets would mean you have to pay an extra $30. So that's just one way. Us using an independent ticketing agent like Ticks No Fee means that we create that customer value by showing the customer we value you. We don't want you to have to pay more than is necessary. It's one of our strategic goals to make our customers feel as though they're getting value for their money. We think we do a fairly good job with that, but obviously there are some problems involved in all processes, especially ticketing, and especially using an independent ticketing agent like Ticks No Fee. Because unlike Ticketmaster and Ticketek, being smaller and more independent, they don't have the support that those bigger companies have. So some of the problems that we encounter or our customers encounter aren't always resolved like that. They might take a few hours, they might even take the whole day. It has happened, and unfortunately that's meant for us that we've lost business in that process of the ticketing process being faulty. So it would be great if we could reduce that to none or very, very few over our festival period, which is coming up very soon. So I looked at 7 process tools. The first one was the Pareto chart. I don't think I did too well with the Pareto chart, neither online on my Excel spreadsheet or hand drawn. That's it. I've emailed that to you. It didn't really work out how I thought it would, but I suppose with the Pareto chart, the rule of the Pareto chart is that 80% of the outcome comes from 20% of the causes. And one thing that I can see is that the majority, maybe 80%, maybe not, I don't know exactly because it didn't work out. I can see how 80% of the problem with our ticketing process would come from only a couple of causes. These causes being that the website is down, just not working, or that there's a system error and the customer can't go through to the very end of the process, which is actually making the purchase and having that purchase go through. So yes, I can see how, given the right data, that the Pareto chart would in fact do that. So that's that. The second process tool that I used was the fishbone diagram, which is, I guess, is good for identifying potential causes, but I found it got a bit messy. This is my fishbone diagram, which is quite colourful. It was enjoyable to design, I suppose. Very difficult for me to do it online. I didn't have a program to do that, but it's okay. I didn't mind that so much. Yes, I did have to think quite hard to come up with causes. I looked at the problem statement, which is the customer complains to PayPal about unauthorized account activity leading to immediate reverse charges, loss of income unless customer repays or PayPal enforce a reversal, potential to cause credit issues, tarnish organization's name, lead to online complaints of alleged fraud. This has happened. Last year it probably happened about 3 or 4 times. So we didn't do this in our organisation last festival season, but I'm doing it now on the basis that of the problem last year. The first why number 1. Well, the customer reads their PayPal statement and doesn't recognise the name that the monies have been directed to and believes it to be an unauthorised or fraudulent transaction. Okay, why? Why number 2. The customer doesn't Google or research the business name or fails to remember what they have spent that specific amount of money on and when. Because yes, sometimes we check our bank statements a few months later or even a month later and can't remember where did I spend that money on. Why? The next why. Because the business name on the PayPal account doesn't directly link to the show name. So surely you would think that if their PayPal account or their bank account had read such and such show, this amount of $30, $40, that they would go, oh yeah, I remember that show. But because this is where we get to the next why. The name of the account on the PayPal is linked to the persons in the organisation or the performers. Often customers forget the names of the performers or the people that they've seen on the show. Unless they've seen a celebrity act, they often don't remember, or unless they know the person that they've seen in the show, they don't remember. They're like, oh, I don't know who that is. It's somebody's ripped me off. So why? Because the performer or the organisation sometimes has preference to have their PayPal account in their own name as opposed to a more recognised name. So that hits the nail on the head. It is then quite clear that in future our PayPal account needs to have our name and a business name or a show name or just a very vague show name like Comedy Show Incorporated, so that then the customer goes, oh, that's right, that's where that money, I did go to a comedy show, and then there's no issue. Easily solved. So that was number 3. The 4th one that I did is the customer feedback survey. So I hate doing surveys unless there's something in it for me. I really don't enjoy doing surveys, and I can't imagine that too many people enjoy doing surveys. And what I thought would be the best time, I thought it would be the best time for us to give a survey to our customers, and the easiest time for us to give a survey to our customers or our audience would be directly after they've made their purchase, to find out how that process worked for them, whether they had a difficult time or an easy time. So beyond that, no, I don't think that, it would have to be a direct message sent to them straight after they had, or through their email account. It would have to be sent straight after they've made their purchase. No more than 10 questions. I actually put 8 down, and I think there could be some good data collected in a survey like that. I've got the link to the full survey on my report, so you can see that there. All 8 questions. I don't expect you to fill out the survey, Brian. That's fine. The next thing that I did was the FMEA chart, the failure mode and effect analysis. I found that to be really clear in working out solutions to problems. Now, you will have that in your report. It's a separate attachment because I couldn't get it to be landscape in my report, so that's attached to the email that I've sent everything to you in. I think it's quite effective in seeing the severity of a problem. Now, if I showed this to the people that work with us in our organisation. I don't know how they'd feel about it, but I know if I looked at it, I would go, oh, okay, this is serious. We have to sort this out. So I think that's quite a good one, the FMEA diagram or FMEA charts. Next, the next tool that I used was the PDPC tool, which is Process, Decision and Program Chart, which was quite a good way to identify what might go wrong. I think that's quite a good tool as well. And finally, I did the 6-hat process, the De Bono 6-hat process, which is all about, looking at processes, facts, feelings, creativity, benefits, and cautions. But what's good about the 6-hat process is that everybody can understand it. It's really difficult. It would be really difficult to expect every single person within an organisation to be able to understand what you're trying to say with a fishbone diagram, what you're trying to say with a Pareto chart, what you're trying to say with FMEA, PDCP tools and that kind of thing. And although I think that it's quite an elementary, if not a little bit juvenile process, I still think it's quite a good tool to use. So possibly in the future, might have to throw that in. We're creative people, so having all the different colours and the themes and things like that might actually be a good way to get some work out of people, to get some progress. So yeah, in conclusion, this was an interesting exercise, an interesting project to do. I did enjoy it. Some parts of it I didn't enjoy, especially the making certain diagrams that took a long time, and I didn't end up getting them right. But yeah, it's given appropriate data, I think I could probably do different things with these tools. But I do, yeah, it was good. So thank you very much, Brian, and I will hear from you soon. Have a Merry Christmas.